Salutations and good morrow everyone, welcome back to another grounded update video where today I am going to be explaining to you guys a really important thing that happens once you plug up this little gas canister up here. Yes, once you plug the gas canister, you may turn off the haze, but there is a very deadly thing that happens once you do that. So before we get into it guys, make sure you guys hit that like button for me. Let me know you guys want to see more by leaving a comment down below, and also please don't forget to subscribe. But let's hop in and let's talk about it. So the first thing we're going to do is talk about plugging up the gas canister over here. The gas canister, or the 420 gas canister, was blown up by Dr. Wendell and by Burgle when their mushroom infection got out. How this happened was Dr. Wendell was experimenting with mushrooms and adding raw science to them, okay? And as we run over here, you guys will see the infection that has spread out into the haze. You'll see these blue mushrooms, and they're around, and yes, some of them actually do explode. Ow. So yeah, some of them do explode, and it's dangerous to be over in this area if you're not careful and you don't know what you're doing. But there's a tricky thing that happens when you finally turn off the haze. Those mushrooms start spreading. And it's not only the mushrooms that spread. The infected bugs also spread throughout the yard. So it makes it really, really dangerous to turn that off. But let's stop and talk about why Dr. Tully would have exploded that weed killer thing up there. Once his experiment that he was doing got out, he was trying to make it a test more or less to see if applying raw science to something would change the way that it develops, and it did drastically. When he did that, he made mushrooms that turned blue, that they started glowing, that they got really infectious, and they spread crazy quick. Literally, he made a fungus, a cordyceps fungus that spreads super fast. Cordyceps fungus take over their hosts. Okay, which is why you guys see a lot of really infected mites and stuff around that are really just trying to spit on everything when you're over here. It's the cordyceps fungus trying to spread itself. But like I said, cordyceps fungus are trying to spread itself. So when you have places like, you know, the haze where it was contained due to the 420 gas canister, and it's now no longer being contained, guess what? You have a problem. It starts to spread, and that's exactly what happened. If we run right over here, you guys will see that now we are well out of the haze. The haze is way back here, right? We are well and out of the haze. And look at the way that the mushrooms start to spread. Look at this. Here is that fungus. Once again, you have the exploding bits that are on here, right? You could cut these down to make sure that the strange spores go away, right? But look at the mushrooms still spread all over. The infected bugs are now walking around more of the backyard. And sooner or later, I do believe that they're going to get everywhere. I also believe that this spreading like this is specifically designed in the story to happen. I bet you that part of being back in this backyard is curing this infection that Dr. Wendell Tully has made. I really do believe it. But yeah, this infection definitely spreads throughout the yard. Excuse me, Mr. Gas Bug. I don't want to fight you right now, Mr. Stink Bug, but yeah, it definitely spreads, and it spreads a lot further than some may think. Yes, this area right here is still pretty close to the haze, right? I mean, the haze is down here, but it's still fairly close to it, right? Well, I got another place for you guys that it's spreading, and it's going to be a little bit closer to home. All right, so running up over here, you guys can already kind of see it, and this is why this is creepy, because it's actually spreading to underneath inside of the oak tree. You guys can see that the infection has already spread all the way over here. There's no other nodules over here showing that it's infected this far, and how it's made it all the way over here, I'm not really sure, but it has definitely made it over here underneath the oak tree where the wolf spider's den normally is. So that just tells me, guys, we're going to be getting some sort of infection that's spreading throughout the entire yard. Now, what a lot of people have been asking me lately is the infection contained, or is it random, or does it come to certain spots? It definitely comes to certain spots right now. It's programmed in to come to certain spots. Right underneath the oak tree is one spot where it comes, and then right up north over here in the wasteland it tends to spread, and then a little bit towards this way, towards the hedge a little bit. But that's kind of all the spots that I've seen it spread so far, and I closed up the gas canister maybe 20 in-game days ago, so it doesn't take long for it to start to spread. I'll tell you guys that now. It really doesn't take long for it to spread. Why it made it over to the wolf spider den before anywhere else kind of confuses me, unless the wolf spiders ate an infected creature and carried the spores. I'm not sure, but that's kind of all that happened. So, in truth, it's just interesting to see that we have all of this spread that's happening, and it is contained to certain random spots in the yard right now, but it makes you think. If the haze spreads, or if it's not the haze, I shouldn't say the haze, because it's not exactly the haze, because the haze comes from the gas canister. This is the infected mushrooms that are spreading. It's the plague that's spreading more or less. So if the plague reaches those wolf spiders over there and infects those wolf spiders, what do you guys think an infected wolf spider is going to look like? What skills do you guys think, or attacks or something like that, would an infected wolf spider have? Let me know down in the comments, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's going to have some sort of spore blast where it infects the area around you. Maybe it has some sort of mind control. Who knows? The ideas are really limitless. The other thing I want to point out to you guys to think about with this testing that was going on these mushrooms, I want to point out one very important thing that we haven't really talked about on the channel in a while, that I've been kind of holding back on talking to you guys about. Think about those infected berries we saw before, right? The berry monster. You guys remember the video way back when I made a video going through each of the different bases, and I finally went into the berry base and it had a berry monster in there with big old teeth. It was like literally the blueberries with big teeth. I think that was created by Dr. Wendell Tully as well. I think that the raw science was injected into the berries and also made some sort of berry monster. So I believe that that's going to become part of the story, and that is going to be why I'm talking that we're probably going to need to find some sort of cure, because I bet you that you're going to have to cure that fungus that's over in that area, and you're probably going to have to go over and cure those berries, or at least take them out and stop the spread of the raw science that they're using to be able to get out and get into everything and infect things in the backyard, and sadly all the things that are getting infected by all these new mushrooms that are going around. I hope that there's a way to stop the mushrooms by going through and chopping them down or something, but that infection is spreading, and if you have a base in that area, be warned, you may get some exploding mushrooms inside or around your base, so be careful with that one. But that is all the time I have left for this video, so thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, hit that like button for me to let me know you guys want to see more. Also, if you could, please make sure you guys leave me a comment down below to answer some of the questions I asked throughout the video. Also, don't forget to subscribe. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.